Hey everybody, I'm going to have a go at tackling a fairly big topic in a very short space of time. The topic is values and what's important to you. Okay, so there's confusion around it with a lot of people that I've been working with. So just for people who don't know me, I'm Ronan Powell, coach, consultant, mentor, etc. for 10 plus years, and consultant before that for 10 more. So in the past 10 years, I've had a lot of people being really confused about what they want and what's important to them. So it initially surprised me. People at certain, quite senior levels in corporates and running companies and etc. who were confused about what was important to them. And they were confused because they've been trained a lot of different ways in values, and they had all these abstract words which actually meant nothing to them, written down as their values. So what you value is just what's important to you. It's that simple. And values are something that you do. Okay, so if you think of it like a verb, it's much easier. So you do your values. So if someone spends most of their time doing business, well, then they have a high value on business. But where it gets confusing is a lot of people have been asked things like, well, what do you value? Oh, it's love and communication and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine. That's obviously important to people as well. So how do you deal with the different kinds of values? And by different kinds of values, here's what I mean. Think of it like metadata. So metadata is quite popular now in media and business. It's like, it's like big data. So meta just means overview. So your big data. So your meta goals are things, your meta values are things that are important to you in the overview of your life, just to you, not in any, it's not contextual. These are just values that are important to you. So meta, what's important to you will be shown to you through your actions, through what you do. So what do you spend your money on? What do you spend your time on? What do you put most of your energy into? What do you, daydream about? What do you set goals towards the most? What are you inexplicably drawn towards? You just find yourself being drawn towards it, like actually drawn towards it, so you're taking action around it. These are things that are important to you on a meta level. And then if you find out, well, you're drawn towards family, or a community, or a sport, or a business, or finances, or whatever you're drawn towards the most, that's what's actually most important to you right now. And then you could drill down into that and you find out, okay, let's say if it is business, and you go, okay, well, business is the most important thing to me in life. And then you go, okay, well, in the context of business, what's most important to me about doing business? And then you might write down, well, the culture is important, delivering value is important, whatever those are, and then they become your values in your business. But your business is the most important thing in your life. Okay, so there's where the confusion is. So let me give an example. So let's say if you answered these kinds of questions, these 7 questions. What do you spend your money on the most? What do you spend your time on the most? What do you spend your energy on the most? What do you research and think about the most? What are you inexplicably drawn towards? Okay, so without any logic involved, what are you just drawn towards? What do you talk about the most? What do you like to talk about the most when you're with people? And you might even change the subject in this direction. Also, you could look at, what do you surround yourself with the most? Look around your living area and just notice, what do you find around you the most? It might represent things. If you've got photographs, it might represent, what's the photograph of? It might be representative of what's important to you. So if you write down the answers to those, and then pick the top, let's say the top 2 in each one, you spend your money on A and B. Let's say you invest your time in A and D. Let's say you invest your energy in B and D. Etc. And then count up, just see which one comes up the most. Is it A, B, C, or D, or E, or F, or G, or whatever? and just see which one comes out on top for you and which one comes out second. And they're the two most important things in your life. Not according to theory, but actually according to how you're living. And where people make it confusing is they judge the answers. So they say, okay, well, I'm really interested in family and health, but I run a company. Oh my God, I feel guilty. So my company should be up there as my number one thing. Not necessarily. Or the opposite might be the case. Somebody might have their company up there and then finances is number two, and they might have a family of 10 people and they feel guilty for not having their family up there. It's not how it works, you know. It's just do it first of all on what's really important to you. Let's say in that second example, the person comes up with business. Let's say business is their number one thing. Then you pick that meta value, so in that case, business would be like your North Star. And so you pick that North Star, call it your meta value, your most important thing in your life, and say in the context of that, so in the context of my business, what's most important to me about doing business? And then list off those things that are most important to you about your business. And those are your values in the context of your business, and your business is your North Star. So that's a really simple way to do it. Don't be put off by how simple that is. Most of the most profound things in life are actually quite simple. It's kind of confused thinking makes them complex when they don't need to be. So that's really clear. Your North Star, what is it? And then what's most important to you about that? You know, in the context of that, what's most important to you about doing that? That will point you to your values in that area. You could score yourself out of 10. You've got your meta value, then you've got your meta, your most important thing in life, and then you've got, let's say, your top 5 values in that area. You could score those top 5 out of 10, and that will give you an indication as to how you're feeling. If you're not feeling too good, you might find that your top 5 values in your most important area of life aren't being fulfilled. So then you just go back and see, how can I fulfill those 5 values in this area of life, and work on fulfilling those, and you'll feel a lot different. So that's my quick piece on values. Hope you found it interesting. I'll type in a few of those questions actually. I'm pointing down below, assuming there's going to be questions down there quite soon. And I hope it helped. And if you enjoyed it or you want to do any work in this area, leveling up next year, 2019, we're opening a course in February. Go to callronan.com. There will be some times that we can set up some times to talk. If you have any questions, or you're thinking about, you know, doubling a business, for example, this year, or even 10xing a business, let's have a chat, see how we can help. And either way, I hope this helps and you can put it to use. And until next time, Ronan Powell saying goodbye. Thanks.